Hey, greetings. I'm your instructor, if you don't already know that. I wanted to talk just a little bit what's going on right now. I did finally get the book, and there are some changes. You may find in some of my notes I'll have two different page numbers on it, mostly because I'm not sure which page number you're going to be looking at when you're looking at the book, whether you're going to be looking at page 124 or you're going to be looking at page 233, for instance, in this. So you'll see some notes made different. So as soon as I can get this thing shuffled through, I'll get the when it comes to discussions, what to read, or some of the insights, or some of the other areas, you'll be able to take a look at that and really get into that a little bit better anyway, or at least for me, I'll be able to identify that if there's any questions as to, okay, which one of these am I supposed to answer? And I hope to get that done this weekend, and you'll have all that information. They also recreated the syllabus or updated it, gave some new information. Nothing has changed in it other than chapter positions and that. It hasn't changed your criteria or what you need to do. Now, I also submitted to you the assignments. You have 5 assignments that are due. That's in lieu of exams, 5 written assignments, and I'll talk about that, but that is a document. It's a critical thinking document. I want you to think it through, give it some inductive or deductive thinking processes as you read that. Get you an opportunity to really start thinking about what it is that's being presented out there. So we have some of that. That information's there. I've put some notes on it. It's detailed, and in each assignment block in the Dropbox, that's where those assignments go. Now, I'm going to clarify this. Hopefully, it'll clarify. When you look at the syllabus, if it says it's week 1. What you want to do is you want to try to get that first assignment done in week 1. I'm not a stickler to a date. I'm not a stickler to a time. Now, in some cases, I may be. And other instructors have very strict guidelines. A lot of the reasoning is that we want to, as faculty, we want to teach you time management. We want to teach you that there are deadlines in life, that there are other issues that need to be involved, and I see some of this. There are things that need to be timed. There's a lot of nursing studies. Some of your classes, you need to know exactly what the dosage rate is. You can't be dorking around with it. In philosophy, for me, it's a little different. I'm not going to make you memorize birthdays. I'm going to make you memorize specific periods. What I want you to do is I want you to think about philosophy. Now, with that, I don't put specific dates as when I want the assignments done. What I don't want you to do is I'll finish them all this week, because I want the course to sink in as you go through these. And it may even come down to, as you think about it down the road, maybe I should have changed my answer. I may need to rethink my thought process on assignment number 1. And that happens as well with philosophy, especially in the study. So that's how I work. And I'll just kind of give you an example of a situation one time. Because when you talk philosophy, a lot of things you have to do is you have to ask questions for clarification. And I don't mind you asking questions. I know it may frustrate some of you to ask those questions. I don't mind answering them. Hopefully you can just think through this and hopefully work around that. It's like the situation I handed out an exam to the class, and it was theirs to work on, and it was it posted the exam online, took the exam online, but they had a paper copy of it. And in the discussion the next week, I made the comment about how it was obvious that 2 of them would work together. And the big question was, well, what do you mean when they work together? I thought this was a closed book exam. I thought this was, we had to work on it independently. And there were no instructions for the exam except to complete it. And what I was waiting for, is to see if there were any questions when I handed that exam out, that what are some of the limitations or what are some of the restrictions. So what happened was, and this was an experiment, in that if we don't ask the right questions, I mean, a lot of times I think I know I'm expressing something, but it may be wrong. And that's why it's important to ask questions. Is this exactly what you want? And that's where we are in philosophy. Sometimes we take the ideas that somebody tells us and we keep continuing that process. And so throughout life, we were told that we have to take our test by ourselves, and it has to be a closed book, and there's certain timelines and all that the tests have to be done. But we have to really think about that. Anyway, not to get off too far onto a rabbit trail with that, I want to talk about something else, and that is an informal review. And you have an informal review that's also due as part of your participation in the class. The informal review is one that you're going to submit on the discussion board itself. And I'm still tweaking the discussion board. There are a few things that keep popping up. I keep thinking I got to get rid of them. What I'm looking for is a product from you, and that product's not the right word, but it can be audio, it can be video. And for instance, I'm using Screencast-O-Matic here, and I'll get some information out on that. But what I'm looking for is just a very short, 10 minutes or less. Here's my opinion. Here's where I see philosophy being deeply interwoven into this story or this song or this movie. And one of the products out there, or one of the books out there, the stories out there, is Charlotte's Web, for instance. And that's a pretty good example. Because what we have is we have a movie about a spider, and we have another character, Wilbur the pig, and Finn the little girl, or Fern, I mean. And so there's this intertwining of these three. And what we want to look at is, what are some of the philosophical issues with that, or what did I gain from that? An informal review is just to identify what we think or what we believe has come from this. And if you take a look at, for instance, this page, Popcorn Press, in which it looks at Charlotte's Web and the movie that came out. And this movie came out in '73. What's interesting, the book was written in the '50s, but the movie came out in '73, and I remember going to see what I thought was a different movie, but this is what was going. So that's really where we are in this. So just by taking a look at Popcorn Press, what Popcorn Press has done is identified some philosophical issues regarding Charlotte's Web. And so what you post is may not be much different from this. As this person wrote, I think interpreting this movie in such a way could lead some heated discussions about what it means to have moral obligations towards animals, and how or if it can be justified. Animal ethics and philosophy can be grouped into three categories: indirect theories, direct but unequal theories, or moral equality theories. And this is just taken from Wilson in 2001. But these are some ideas and some concepts you'll see here. For instance, the author of this blog went into it further. The discussions of ecology, and also empathy and compassion. What are some of the other words? Ethical duty, and so much of this. Now, when I've read Charlotte's Web, I never really thought about it as far as animals and ethical issues regarding animals. But again, this is just one individual's opinion. What I want you to do is I want you to take that movie, that video, that book, and it doesn't have to be a wide, a big, thick book. Somebody's done this on the train that couldn't, or a little engine that could, or whatever. My brain's slipping here. Anyway, doing some things like that. And I just want to talk about this. I'm going to give you some more information on it, but some of the tools that you can use, you can write this out, you can put it in an audio just so that the rest of the class can listen to your presentation. You can do a video very much like this using Screencast-O-Matic. It's free. You don't have to download it on your computer. It's very simple. You can provide a PowerPoint presentation with it as you speak it out. PowerPoint also has audio capabilities that you can go through your slides and talk those through. So these are just some different ways to get this information out. Anyway, I just want to pass this on. I'm getting ready for a 3-day weekend, although it may include a little work. But I will hopefully you guys also enjoy some time off, and we'll talk a little bit later.